Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing. Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing, or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases, or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza DoNisi. Pizza DoNisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
As dawn approaches, the red sun in the sky. This is just the devil.
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the ultimate underground metal tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza DoNisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza DoNisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. For 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They're open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out. The year was 1979, and all the world was caught up in disco and Star Wars. But in Louisville, something was happening. A young entrepreneur named Ben had a vision to be the best record store in all of the city. Fast forward to 2023, and Better Days Records is still going strong. Still, after all these years, owned by the same guy. We have had some trips and falls along the way, but so does life, and Better Days is here to stay. With two awesome locations at 921 Barrett Avenue and at 2600 West Broadway, better days are surely in your future.
in a broken wasteland. Come to my fire and place your blood and steel upon my pyre. Oh, this is the Metal Forge. 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 Metal Forge. My furnace starts to glow with crimson coals.
What's going on, metalheads? Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of The Metal Forge. As you can hear, not only with new ads, we also have a new intro. Thank you to the band Rifle for the 200th episode of The Metal Forge back in November of last year, where we had Trauma Films Mr. Lloyd Kaufman on the show. Super rad fucking dude as always. And they did a song for the Metal Forge. And I thought, you know, with all of the new sponsors, maybe we should change things up a little bit and change the intro, because it's pretty much been the exact same ever since the podcast episode started. So yeah, we're gonna change it up just a little bit and have a new intro with the band Rifle, and I love it. It's so fucking rad. Fuck yeah, like, I'm excited for everything that's been on the horizon, all the new guests, all the Flamekeeper stuff that has been taking off. Totally been fucking awesome shit, and I am so fucking excited. And just like today, this week's episode is with Iron Driver from St. Petersburg, Russia. Wow, the first Russian band on the Metal Forge for the first episode of June of this year. So fuck. You know, like, I'm seriously about to get a world map and start doing push pins in cities where I've talked to bands at this point, as opposed to countries. Because, like, you know, we've had a few Swedish bands, we've had a few, Canadian bands. So, you know, getting the ones separate from, like, Vancouver, as we've had from, like, Toronto and Alberta and stuff, you know, and just so awesome. I wanna like set a goal to keep talking to bands from all over the world. You know, I need more South American bands, I need more European bands, I need more, you know, everybody. I need bands from everywhere. So if you're in a band or you know anybody in a band, seriously, hit me up and we will schedule you on this show. We will get you out there, we will promote you. We will do everything we can to help you reach more fans, because that's what this is about, you know, having awesome fucking music and treating people fucking rad as fuck. That is really what it's about, and it took me getting to 40 years old to finally realize that shit. I think that, you know, treat other people with kindness and respect, and, you know, don't let anybody talk shit either. It's like, tell no lies but take no shit, or some shit like that, or whatever. Talk no shit but tell no lies, fucking, and take no shit, or something. Fucking something like that, you know. I don't know what the exact mantra is, but fucking, like, you know, I got this awesome fucking fortune cookie the other day when you know, I did stop and have Chinese for lunch this past weekend, and before we recorded the upcoming NWORHM episode about 72 seasons, you know, being a couple of months old, and what was the staying power of the album. So I went out for a drive and I listened to the album, and, you know, it was just like, wow, But when I came back and, you know, I had lunch and it was Chinese, and I got my fortune cookie and it said something about on your path and in your, you know, on your path of life through all of the places that you go, it's okay to go berserk. And it's like, wow, that's pretty fucking rad. And yeah, it is. But, you know, going berserk and being like cool with people in the same respect. Because, you know, we're all fucking making our own way in the world, right? You know, so fuck. But anyways, I'm yammering at this point. Jason is here from the Heavy Metal Wasteland, and let's see what he has to say this week.
Welcome back to the Wasteland. Hope everyone's been well since last we spoke. If you're into the spring and summer, it seems your time of the year is here in full bloom. And I hear lawnmowers, you know, in the evenings, every evening now. So it is definitely that time of year. But enough about that. My topic this week is going to be a type of band. That type of band would be two-piece bands. Recently, me and Mark talked to a gentleman named Tom Jordan from the band 20 Watt Tombstone, which is a like heavy blues stoner rock band. Very heavy stuff. So I've really been rediscovering them lately after that interview. Also, a few months back, I saw a country duo called Laid Back Country Picker, which is a guy and his wife who just go out and play as their alter egos, Laid Back Country Picker and Honey. So that's a really fun show to see. I mean, there's a lot going on with those two. You know, Honey is like the comic relief for a straight man. Laid Back makes a joke about her, and you know she really doesn't respond either way. Just kind of a straight face the whole time. Sometimes it's real fun to go out and watch different genres than metal, just to see, you know, what's going on, and maybe lift an idea or two for your own live show if you know, you can find something applicable to throw in there. Getting back to the Tom Jordan interview of 20 Watt Tombstone, we were talking to him, and you know, we got to like some logistics of two-piece bands, and it got me really thinking like what the pros and cons would be of just having less people. A lot of these two-piece bands, you know, they go out with either very simple setups, or some have real elaborate setups depending on, you know, what they do. So like my friend's Coffin Torture, who is a two-piece band from the Greenville, Spartanburg, South Carolina area, which is about 80 minutes from me here. They come out with like 2 full stacks and a full drum set, and you know, they both sing. One of the full stacks is a full bass tone to make up for, you know, what they don't have. So it's a pretty loud show for those guys. But there's all kinds of two-piece bands all over the U.S. There's Black Cobra is a pretty well-known one. I'm not sure if they're still active or not. I haven't seen their name in quite a while, but they were a thrash duo from California. I think L.A., if I'm not mistaken. There's also a band called Crownlands that's picking up a lot of steam. You can compare them to Rush, which is pretty cool because they're just a two-piece and they do a lot with you know, less. There's also a band called Wizard Rifle out there, who's like a kind of a strange combination of music styles, very eclectic, I guess you could say. I'm pretty sure they just play with bass and drums also. I don't even think they have a guitar player. I mean, there's all kinds all over the U.S. and the world. That's just a few I can think of off the top of my head while recording this. But yeah, I mean, just being in a 4-piece band and used to be a 3-piece band, just thinking about the logistics, I mean, the pros and cons. And pros are obviously less people to ask if they can tour or play a show or have time to record. Songs probably get written a little bit quicker because, you know, there's less opinions to take into consideration. Obviously, you play smaller places because you have less gear for the most part. So, I mean, that's some of the pros I can think of just being in the band-wise, like just, you know, the democracy part of a band. Negatives, you know, obviously everyone's got to shoulder up a little bit more money you know, to get from point A to point B or record. Obviously, more driving, less sleep, more money spent on hotels if you are lucky enough to get one, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, like I said, there's pros and cons and everything, and that's just a few I thought of from having less members. But anyway, I'm really into the two-piece scene right now, just discovering, you know, what's out there, and you should do yourself a favor and listen to some of these. I know on some of the recordings they do have bass thrown in on a few of these bands, but the ones I've seen live, you know, they either run a bass signal to make up for it, or they just don't have bass at all and just overcome that void by just doing more with less, which is a pretty cool concept to me. So anyway, that's all I got for this week. Again, thanks for listening, and you know, if you're so inclined to sign up for our Patreon, which is patreon.com/Flamekeeper, you get some perks from the $1, $2, and $5 tiers, some early access, some free downloads, some exclusive episodes we might pop in with every now and again when topics come up that we can discuss, and just do some seat of our pants stuff. But as always, we appreciate you, and make sure you stay safe, stay heavy, keep the heavy metal flame lit, metal every day, and we will talk to you next time.
You know, I've really been digging the two-person band thing, Jason, personally for me, because there's been some really fucking cool ones, and not just in metal. You know, like Bastard Sons of a Judas Goat from Lexington, Kentucky. You know, just, they've been really fucking cool. And, you know, one of my favorite two-piece acts today is the Laid Back Country Picker and Honey. And yeah, they went from like a band setting from one time to just them now. And it's just rad as fuck. To me anyways. So I'm glad. I'm having a kick-ass time listening to some of these. And you know, the cool thing about a lot of them are too is the ticket price is not as bad as going to see some of these bands, because there's less people there to pay. So you know, you're not paying $75 to go see Laid Back and Honey, you know. So fuck, man. I mean, what you gonna do, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and get into some new wave of Russian heavy metal. This is Crack of the Whip.
We'll be right back.
right, Maniacs, this week we are back with another episode of The Metal Forge. Wow, this is interesting because this is a first for The Metal Forge. Yeah, we've talked to guests all over the world and in Africa and the European Union, but this week we've got Iron Driver. We've got a couple members from the band. These guys are from Russia. Dudes, what's going on?
Hi guys. Everything's good.
Right.
How are you?
So
just kidding.
There we are. Now, who am I speaking with today?
You will speak with Paul, our singer, and with Alex. I'm Alex. I'm a guitar player.
Awesome.
He's also the main composer and like the mastermind and the Holy Predator.
Definitely. So, and what was your name again? Sorry.
I'm Alex.
Alex. Yes, Alex and Paul.
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah, you better call me like Pasha.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, how is... I know this is like because I'm in America and with everything that's been going on on the political landscape, I'm going to try to stay away from all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be cool.
So, how is the music scene in Russia?
It's quite non-existent, Speaking of, speaking of like some subcultural scenes like metal, like some subgenres of metal that we belong to, it's really like fragmented now because lots of people, they like immigrate to Georgia and other countries, so bands kind of like break up or like go to like hiatus without any predictable end. The atmosphere here, it's like boring and unhappy. Okay. Quite as with some exceptions that kind of like prove the main rule. The scene is fucked. Yeah.
Okay. So I kind of get that because I was talking with Hugo Uribe from the band Witch Trap in Colombia, and he talks about how their scene was back in the day and how people were playing, they were doing metal shows on like acoustic instruments because they couldn't afford electric instruments, or they fashioned their own things, like their own drum sets and shit like that back in the day. And it's just crazy to me to see a scene that from such a large country, and it just is so, and granted, but just so like fragmented and such. Now,
don't get me wrong. There are quite a bunch of awesome bands. Like, we will provide you with a huge list of quite awesome bands from Russia that are active right now. But going to gig wise, we don't have like any. There were crowds like of medium size back in like before pandemic and while it was like, but I don't know. The connection is lost. We've had quite a huge bunch of bands that came from like US touring Russia and Europe and stuff like that. It's not healthy not to have that, anymore.
Right. So, which is interesting because one of the questions that my my partner on the Metal Forge couldn't be here today, but he wanted me to ask, and since we're already talking about it, was with all of the political charged issue, were there bands out in that you all had possibly been friends with from the Ukraine that, you know, now that with everything that's going on, you all have like either lost contact or, you know, like bands that you couldn't tour with?
I have many friends in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends there.
Wait a second. Wait a second. I just have to add that a couple of years, like 2 years ago, or like two years and a half, we've had been like we had to play in Kiev. So there was no tension between like music scenes between like Russia and Ukraine. But like since this horrible shit happened, you know, even some friends you've had there are quite like, you know, this is the last thing they care about some like Russian metal bands. And I don't know. Wait a sec. I'm a bit drunk. I mean, yeah, we still have these connections with some guys, but some connections are lost, and probably some connections are lost forever. And it's probably
you're not right.
It will probably take decades to you know, to make some people out there you know, be more friendly towards us. I don't know.
Definitely. Okay, I think you've pretty well got to that too for me. So obviously the pandemic has affected everybody, you know, and of course, you know, you all kind of get the double dose of it with all of that and with the pandemic as well. So the last album that you all had put out was Smell of Perdition back in 2020. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So it's been 3 years. So what are you all up to now? Are you all putting out a new album?
We lost our bass player right before the album was released. So there was like quite a huge hit for our, you know, lineup, and you know, our band is always like some lineup change chaos, but after this quite tragic incident that we've lost like our bass player to, we were like, you know, and after that the pandemic came. Like Alex was in US and he had quite hard times getting back to Russia after that. So we've had quite a few of all the misfortunes that followed. So yeah, we were trying to come up with some new lineup. So our ex rhythm guitar player, he became like our bass player. So we've had like 2 guitars. Then we've moved to like 1 guitar sound. Now we're trying to do like dual guitar sound again, but it's still quite like, you know, embryonic, talking about like some new material. We got some songs, we still got no lyrics, we're still searching for some new ideas or some new concepts, you know. It's quite chaotic.
Definitely. It's probably almost feeling like a new band.
Even
knowing you've played with the same
people. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah, there are no feelings that it's like a new band, because all members in our band are old band members. There are no new members in our band.
So even with trading out, you know, your rhythm guitarist going to playing bass, it doesn't feel any different?
it feels now.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
I mean that it feels good that there are no new people in our band.
Okay. No, I get
That
that because
only our old friends playing in our band.
yeah, and you just repurpose to whatever who can do what the best at the time. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Again,
And my band kind of went through something similar to that about a year ago. We our guitar player and drummer just kind of traded places because it was better for the current drummer to play guitar because it was, just with our change. So, tell me about the new stuff. Are you writing new music right now?
Yeah, sure. We have a lot of new material, a lot of riffs. We have 4 demos for 4 songs. So we have a lot of other stuff. We have to work a lot to make a new album.
Okay.
We didn't play shows for 1 year. So it was a really hard year. So it's good that we have new riffs. I mean that heavy metal is guitar music. So if you have riffs, it's good. It's good.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's the whole thing that I try to push here. Is riff worship from Shadebeast, our sponsor, and yeah, it's all about the riff. I totally get that. Which, I want to take a second here, and I want to talk about your artwork. Because I love the artwork from the 2 albums all the way back to the demo back in 2014.
Yep.
So back in 2014, you all released the Iron Driver demo, and it's got the song Iron Driver and Sam Troutman on it. Now, it looks like it was released on cassette. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm looking at the Metal Archive page for this, and I love the Judge Dredd badge.
Oh yeah.
Just because I love that movie and the comic, I'm
black and white ones.
Right. See, and
AD something. Yeah.
And you all buy that. It looks like here the label that released that is NWORHM.
Yeah, like in the analogy of
I totally get the deal of Russian heavy metal.
We're first new wave of traditional heavy metal bands in Russia, so we thought, why not? We can make our label. It will be cool and interesting to have a heavy metal label.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of working on something like that myself, actually. And, I love the artwork for it. And then when you go into looking at things like Prisoner of Time and Smell of Perdition, the Prisoner of Time, I absolutely love the cab over semi, like the original Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Like completely trucking through space like that. With the asteroids and like Saturn or whatever it is. I love it because it's straight up.
Alex got Optimus Prime tattoo.
What's that?
Alex got Optimus Prime tattoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have an Optimus Prime tattoo? Hell yeah!
Well, one of my first tattoos.
Oh hell, that is so cool. Sorry for the listeners out there. That was Alex was showing me his Optimus Prime tattoo. So we're actually doing this on video for the listeners out there, so they didn't get to hear it or see it rather. But and then even on Smell of Perdition, it's real Star Wars-esque. It's almost like the land speeder from A New Hope, but it's a little bit
land speeder, right?
But it's just a little bit different. But it has like that old heavy metal magazine feel to it.
Like more like the the cartoon movie,
right?
Heavy metal cartoon,
right.
You're right. It looks like a land speeder. The author of all our arts is my old friend. We were studying at school, so we were grown up on American pop culture.
Right.
And he knows my tastes and all my dreams and stuff from my head. I could told him, and through 1 month it was ready. Every work was done.
See, and I think it's great looking. It's. I think that's part of the whole deal with being a musician these days is, with digital copies that are out and stuff like that, you have to have you always have to have good artwork to go with your music, I think. Whether it's on a digital platform or a physical release like vinyl or CDs or tapes, I think you have to have something that's going to grab somebody's eye.
That's metal. Cause that's metal.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely metal. So heck yeah, I'm excited to see what the next album artwork is. Actually, now
still got no idea.
Still have no idea. Yeah. Yes. Now, since January 2020 is when the last album came out, and you're working on new stuff, when do you have a goal on when you want to release the next album?
Have no ideas for dates for a new album.
Okay.
Maybe 2024 or 2025. Maybe there will be some singles or splits. I don't know. I think 2025 it will be done.
Okay. See, and that makes some sense because looking.
You don't make plans in Russia now.
What's that?
You don't make plans in Russia now.
Oh, right. Definitely. Well, I mean, going with the look like on the release dates, that would be about on par because the first album says it came out in 2015 and then 2020. So you're averaging about 5 years between full-length albums already. So
that's right.
2025 sounds about right.
Between two albums, there was one EP.
Right. Crack the Whip, which also has some great artwork to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Boobies.
Was that on cassette as well?
It had Crack of the Whip had two covers, two cover versions. First version was
included Boobies.
Was banned on musical platforms. So we decided to make a new cover artwork.
Okay.
With no boogers.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So the version I'm seeing is the one that's banned. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over here. I'm going to go. This segment is called Derailed, and it's going to be 5 random questions. And
okay,
if you could each answer them to the best of your ability, it would be great. Now these range.
Competence.
What's that?
of my competence. Yeah, right.
Yes. So these are, like I said, these are random questions, and it could just be anything. Name one song from history that you wish you wrote.
Another Girl, Another Planet by The Only Ones.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Or Since You've Been Gone by The Rainbow.
Okay. Alex, what about you?
I think that it must be The Last in Line by Dio.
The Last in Line by Dio?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right on. Heck yeah.
Because
See, that's some definite good ones.
The song is perfect by lyrics, makes music is fucking awesome.
А можешь слышать, почему техо жестко? I told him to go away.
It's a perfect song. Just
Perfect.
this song has perfect music and perfect lyrics.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Question number 2. What is on your perfect sandwich?
Bacon.
Yes. I love bacon. Yes.
Making bacon.
Sandwich. I don't know. Sandwich with shit or.
Right. Well, I am partial to the shit sandwich myself.
With lots of meat.
Okay.
With bacon. With turkey. With shrooms.
like
lots of
shrooms or
Shrooms, yeah.
like hallucinogenic mushrooms or just regular
what?
mushrooms.
You know what? The region that we live in is like very fruitful, talking about like psychedelic mushrooms. We all are fans of this kind of recreational stuff used since we were like teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah, we do good stuff. Yeah.
So that seems to be, now, are they illegal there?
Yeah, absolutely illegal. Absolutely illegal.
Oh, wow. So
It never stopped youth from doing shrooms.
wow, that's, yeah, see, they are here too, is why I was wondering. Now, like, is there, what's legal there?
This is my friend Andrew.
Hello.
Hey.
My friend Andrew.
Andrew is legal.
Andrew says hi to you.
See, we even got we got somebody crashing through the Metal Forge here. We got somebody else.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hello, Andrews. Nice to meet you.
Hello. Nice to meet you too, man.
Thank you.
So vodka is illegal.
Vodka's legal. Nostrovia.
Yeah.
Yes. I figured vodka would be just out of like happenstance. I just guessed on that. Have you ever given someone a gift that they absolutely hated?
Sorry, can you please repeat again?
Have you ever given someone a gift or a present that they absolutely hated?
Oh yeah, you know, surströmming. It's like that's like the rotten kind of fish that is really popular in Norway and Sweden. You open up the tin can and you're fucked. If you open this up in your car, you should like throw your car away. If you open this up in your apartment, you just should leave your Python forever. So that was like the gift I gave to a friend of mine. He was quite unhappy. You should Google that. It's called like Sturströmning. That's quite awful.
And it smells?
It smells like
shit.
like being in Yeti's underwear.
Like addiction.
Yes, I'm going to have to try that. I'm going to have to send it to Jason on the Heavy Metal Wasteland.
Norwegians love it.
If you could, what about you, Alex? Did you, what?
Never.
You've never given a gift that somebody's hated?
No, I never made a gift those people whom I don't like.
Ah, right on. I think the last gift that I gave that was hated was an engagement ring. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, nasty.
If you could have anything in the world named after you, what would it be?
Can you repeat, please, Mark?
If you could have anything in the world named after you, what would it be?
Alex Burger. I don't know. Maybe like some sex tool. I don't know.
It's the Iron Driver.
yeah, why not?
Yes.
They got quite profitable, you know.
You know what? You're absolutely right on that. You say like a sex toy or a sex tool. You know, Motorhead did that before Lemmy had passed away.
Like plugs or something, yeah.
Yeah, he had like they had like a vibrator that was called the Bomber.
Yeah, a Gasmatron.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, see? So yeah, it could do it. The Iron Driver works really well for that name, especially here in America.
Yeah. That's quite a brainstorm. You provide us with some quite bright ideas, you know. All right.
Alex?
Maybe tubes.
What is it?
Tube? What?
Or guitars, guitar amplifiers.
Oh, yeah, like an actual, like a signature series.
Yeah,
yeah, like you've got like the Joe Satriani,
like
you could have the Iron Alex guitar or amp model. Hell yeah, man. Dude, that's cool because like, you know, Dave Ellefson from Megadeth was the PV guy for years that handled like PV's endorsement deals. And
we've seen them in Moscow guitar shops quite a lot.
And that would be awesome to have, like, you know, an endorsement by somebody like that like, you know, I only play PV brand guitars and you know, this is my particular model kind of thing. That's awesome.
The only missing ingredient is like popularity, you know.
Right.
And hype.
I think it's like to win the lottery.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, because I think the market is just so much people that try to do it that it's like you can't endorse everybody. So
yeah, sure,
for sure.
Yeah, that's not chaotic.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think humans will ever invent anything that can make time travel possible?
I'm absolutely sure they will.
You think so?
I even think that it is already invented and like hidden somewhere.
Okay. No, like definitely, like it's something that is already available to do, but discovering the exact thing of how to do it is where we're at now.
Can I ask you a question? To which era would you travel?
Oh, wow. For me personally, I'm kind of an all over the map kind of person, because of course I would. I mean, if it's a one-way trip, that matters. If it's like you're going to travel to 1966 and you're going to stay there and you're going to live the rest of your days.
No way back. No way back, man. No way back.
Oh, wow. Being the age that I am now, I would probably... Interesting. Given the age that I am now, I would probably go past my years into the future. If I were any younger, if I were 20... I would probably go back to, you know, either the mid 60s or the early 80s, more than likely.
To catch what?
Because of being such a music and movie fan, just to see the evolution of music, and just, you know, to get into bands like, you know, Motorhead at the beginning of their career, as opposed to
see them live. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Me thinks the same. Me thinks the same too.
right. And now that, you know, now that Motorhead, which is my favorite band, isn't doing anything, so obviously the future's gonna suck because there's no real new Motorhead coming out.
No Motorhead.
So
you know what? I really thought that Lemmy would be like the first ever example of an immortal man. So I really believe in that.
Yeah, when the bomb drops, there's nothing but cockroaches and Lemmy still there. And Keith Richards. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, so what about you all? Where would you all travel to? Obviously, Alex, you said you were right there with me.
Yeah, I think the same. I think it will be perfect to travel to beginning of the 80s.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, especially if you're, you know, like if you're between the ages of 20 and 40, you know, I think that would be a perfect time.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a musician.
You're right. I think the same. It's a perfect time because there were made a lot of perfect albums like Screaming for Vengeance, Defenders of Faith, first two albums were made.
Didn't when you talk about time travel, like the location.
Yeah, Zoom cuts off on the free version after 35 minutes or something, or 40 minutes or something, because of they want you to pay for it.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's big business, and fuck big business. I'm not gonna
fuck big business.
Definitely.
You know what? So when you travel, when you time travel, and you got like no way back option, you should also consider like the location. And if I travel back in time and I choose some location, I'd go to Italy, mid-60s.
Okay. Any particular reason for Italy in the mid-60s? What is it? Just
first of all, they've had this, swinging London kind of like 60s fashion, but with no, with the original wild feeling of, Adriano Celentano, the Italian crooner, rock and roll singer, actor. Celentano. The only way I'd like to see back in the past is like to see a young Adriano Celentano play live. So that's my fetish.
Okay, I could get that. So I have one more question, but before we get into it, links are always listed below, so please give a like, a share, and a follow. Go find these guys, go buy merch, go buy albums, listen to them. If you are ever in Russia or they are ever out on tour in the rest of the world, go see these guys, because that is what matters. Going and seeing the bands you like and you dig and you ask me to put on the show, go seeing them live. That is what makes the difference. Do you have any?
Send them some dick pics.
What's that?
Oh no, nothing.
I think I heard what you said. And the funny thing about it is if it's what I thought you said, it directly relates to the last question of the day. But before we do you all have any thank yous or shout outs you want to give to anybody today?
I'd like to shout out to some bands from US, like High Spirits.
Oh, of course.
And to some bands from Eastern Europe, like Malo Karpatan. And I'd like to shout out to Midnight. And I'd like to shout out to all the Russian bands that we're gonna provide you with links to.
Definitely.
Shout outs to all
to Andrew sitting in next to you.
traditional heavy metal bands.
Yeah.
To all of them. We're making cool stuff. I hope that there will be more cool and powerful albums. So that's all, I think.
Definitely. Final question of the day is, have you ever sent a dirty text or picture to the wrong person?
I did send one to my lady boss. Once.
Wait a minute now. Was it technically the wrong person? I mean, did she like?
Yeah.
Did she hey, what are you doing there?
Wait a sec. Ты не туда отправлял нехорошее сообщение. So there was like a message that I sent to her accidentally. There was like that contained the detailed well, there was like so out of any sense dirty that you wouldn't even imagine. I can't.
Yes.
There was something that made me like blush and lose like any faith in any given future in my life as a human being.
Did she ask you what the hell were you doing?
I'm past that. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, come on. Alex, what do you got? Did you ever send a dirty picture to the wrong person?
I'm trying to remember. I'm smoked as fuck, and I'm trying to remember.
Oh. Well, if you can't remember doing it, that's probably a good sign that you didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe you just blocked it out of your memory.
I have problems with my memory.
Oh, no. That ain't no good.
As you see.
Hey, at least if, I mean, there is a good side to having a memory issue like that, is you could rewrite the same awesome song 3 or 4 times. I mean, if you don't remember that you wrote it.
But all songs that I wrote, I can remember.
That's cool.
And I have my phone. I can make a record. I can record the riffs on my phone.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. So that's all I have for today. On our way out, off of Smell of Perdition, what do you guys want me to play out today?
Can it be like the title song?
Yeah. You want to play the title track?
Why not?
Awesome. So, dudes, thank you so much for coming into the Metal Forge this week. This has been awesome. I've had a good conversation with you guys, and from Iron Driver, this is the title track of their latest album, Smell of Perdition. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, guys.
In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shadebeast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shadebeast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shadebeast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soulgrinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code MetalForge10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now. Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby.